Welcome back. I hope you all are fine. Today is our third lecture in the series of the measurement and evaluation. Today's lecture is about the basic principles and the functions of the evaluation. As I have already told you in the previous lecture that evaluation is a well organized process of defining to what extent our instructional objectives which we have framed have been attained. So it must be carried out in an effective way by using the effective techniques. There are some basic principles to make the evaluation process an effective one. They are: it should be lucidly indicated what is to be evaluated. Teachers should have well defined purpose of evaluation. Must frame teaching objectives which must be predefined lucidly, clearly in terms of the learner's behavior. The purpose of the learning outcome must be clearly stated for the selection of the achievement methods. Next is, an array of evaluation procedures should be used for a complete evaluation process. There are three aspects of the achievements. One is, you may be knowing that there are cognitive aspect, affective aspect, and psychomotor aspect. All the aspects of the learning are not possible to get evaluated by a single technique or by a single tool. To have a complete picture of a learner's achievement as well as the progress, multiple techniques must be used, like teacher can use objective tests, teacher can use essay tests, teacher can use attitude scales, and so many other techniques are available which teacher can use to evaluate the learners. Next is, an evaluator must be known of different evaluation methods along with their limitations and delimitations. The evaluator that is here in educational process, the teacher, evaluation is done by simply observing or with the help of some standard tools. Teacher can simply observe the behavior of a student in the class, or he can use some standardized tools and techniques to evaluate the behavior of the student. Each tool and technique has its own limitations and strengths. Measuring errors may occur on part of the teacher or evaluator. In educational measurement, there are most common errors that are called as sampling errors. The whole content of the course cannot be included in a single test, and the errors may be due to the incorrect interpretation of the teacher, or it may be due to the guesswork of the learner. Next is to measure any characteristic or performance. Appropriate evaluation method should be employed. No evaluation technique is suitable for all the three domains of learning and for all the types of the situations, as I have already told you. So one must be conscious about the limitations and delimitations of all the techniques before choosing any technique. As you know that evaluation is not end product in itself, but it is means to get, its way to get that end product. Mere gathering of information about the learner and is not enough, but we have to take decision about the learner. A blind collection of the data is the wastage of time, money, energy. So it is meant for the purpose of purposeful process. Evaluation is a purposeful process. And then now, as you know that evaluation has important role in the educational process. The learners, administrators, teachers, some study board authorities, educational institution authorities, so all have common concern, that is the teaching as well as the semester should be continuously improved and developed on the basis of the previous previous evaluations, and evaluation is the important base for the work of the authorities, that may be study boards or the educational institution authorities, to clearly specify the worth of program under study. And the administrators or the teachers also use the semester end evaluations for continuous progresses and modification of the courses. I will quote here the example of our university. Our university in Kashmir University in 2000, perhaps in 2017 or 18, they were having the unitization of the semester. After every unit was completed, there was examination, and after evaluating that process by by the administrators as well as by the learners feedback, that was changed, and now we are having the end term examination only in the semesters. That is because of the evaluation. The evaluations are used as base for planning semesters of upcoming years. As a learner, one cannot imagine to lead an academically well organized semester if he has not contributed positively in assessing the previous semester which he has finished. In short, all the educational decisions are taken keeping in view the information provided by the evaluation process. There are some basic functions of evaluation that are practiced in our educational process. Some of them I will discuss here. The developmental function of evaluation. As evaluation gives the reinforcement and feedback to teachers and learners, and it also gives the feedback on the about the teaching learning process. It assists them in modification and improvement of the teaching strategies and learning experiences. It also helps in achievement of the educational objectives as well as the goals. Next is the diagnostic function. Evaluation should be diagnostic in nature. By evaluation, we evaluate the weak factors in the educational program, and we analyze the limitations of the learners. After identifying them, we give the remedial recommendations for the learner as well as for the program which we have evaluated. By this function, we can boost the child towards the right direction by recognizing his ability, his interests, his aptitude, and and accordingly we give him different this instructions that are needed by the child. The progress of the weak child is being evaluated in terms of his abilities, his capabilities, as well as the purpose. Next is the motivational function. In motivational function, the one should motivate, one should encourage, and one should direct or inspire the learner. Teacher has to engage the learners in studying. The learner should be followed by the reward so that the learners get motivated to learn again, because of that he is rewarded after that. Then the instructional function. As this as evaluation is an organized process, an organized evaluation assists the teacher to decide which appropriate method, procedure, or technique he has to employ in the teaching, and this assists the teacher to develop new methods, procedures, or techniques for the teaching. It helps in formulating and reformulating the appropriate objectives of the teaching that will help in improving the teaching and to design a suitable and acceptable teaching of techniques of the teaching. It also helps in development of the program. While evaluating different educational practices, it determines how far learning goals are being attained. It also helps to improve quality of a teacher as well as to develop new instructional techniques and tools. As I have already told you, this function, by this function, evaluation helps in designing appropriate and suitable learning approaches. Then next is the predictive function. By predictive function, the teacher realizes the latent or hidden capabilities or talents that are laying within the learner. By this predictive function, we can predict the future success of the learner. By the predictive function, a teacher can help the learner in choosing the accurate profession, accurate this electives, and as well as accurate subjects. And next is the administrative function. As I have already told you how it helps the administrators to redesign the programs. As I have given an example of the Kashmir University, the administrators use the evaluation report to formulate the better educational policies that are suitable for the settings, and also they make best suitable decisions about the pre-existing programs in the institutions. The group of students are being made on the basis of the evaluation reports, and accordingly they are being promoted to the next classes or next standards or next semesters. This helps us in reviewing the administration also. The comparative announcements are being made, done on the basis of the students' performance, and the appropriate placements are being done. It is beneficial for having sound planning also. This function helps us to analyze competency of the teachers or the professors while delivering appropriate learning experiences. It helps us in mobilizing the community viewpoint and improve the public relations also. Next function is the guidance function. As per this function, evaluation assists one in making the judgment about the programs and the professions. Also the learners come to know about his own pace of learning, as well as his own strengths and the weaknesses what he has. And the teacher is helped by knowing all those details about the learner, so that he can give the necessary social, occupational, educational, or personal guidance to the learner. Next is the placement function. Evaluation helps one to analyze the entry behavior of a person in every respect. As you might have also faced some of the entrance test. We have entrance test to enter the college. Even we have these days entrance test to enter the school levels, then at the college levels, and at the university levels, at the when we are going for the job or for the professional courses, we are being assessed at very first day. And that is the function of the placement, that is this placement function of evaluation that helps us to analyze the entry behavior of a learner. It helps to make a special training programs. It also helps us to know if the person needs the individual instructions or if he needs the group instructions. This helps us to select the learners for different specialized courses, like for who has to go for the medical course, who has to go for the dental course, or who has to go for the engineering course, who has to go for the agriculture course, and so on. Another function is the communication function. This communication function helps us to communicate the consequences of the development of a learner with the other institutions. Parents are being intimated about the outcomes of the development of their wards. The results and the progress, results of progress are being circulated to other institutions if necessary. Then there is one more function, that is the research function. Evaluation clears all the doubts for the future research to do more and more research. It helps us to provide data for research generalizations and also promotes the action research in the education field. In teaching learning process, which has the fixed predetermined objectives, and after teaching learning process is being evaluated periodically to check the progress of the learner, as this process has only one goal: to facilitate learners to attain the predetermined behavioral outcomes. In teaching learning process, evaluation has some functions like: evaluation helps in formulating the instructional objectives. uh, Evaluation is the process that assists us in assessing the learner's needs. Evaluation helps us in giving the advice to the learners. Evaluation supports in an organized programmed resources. Um, Evaluation assists us in curriculum improvement also. It helps to convey the learner's progress to the parents. The data of the evaluation is beneficial for counselors and guidance workers also. The evaluation helps us in successful supervision of the institutions. It helps the supervisor to do successful supervision of the institutions. Its data is helpful in the institute research also. That's all for today. I hope you have got today's lecture. I will be back with the new lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay motivated. Thank you. Have a nice day.